live. Let's give it just a minute for people to get in here. And I've got to, because we're on my son's channel, I've got to go over here and I have to look at the comments and stuff on on my phone. I hate doing it.
Cool.
I hate doing it that way, but it is what it is. So let's see. Yeah, give it just a minute for some people to get in here. What are you doing? You just out running around?
Yeah, I just got done with my life.
Just getting on with life?
Yeah, man, them live streams, man, I'll tell you.
Oh, I missed your live. I didn't even get a notice. I didn't realize you were live.
Yeah, maybe YouTube is not sending out notifications. I don't know.
Dude, you're shadow banned. Just accept it. You're shadow banned. When I go live on News Now Houston, about a third of the subscribers get notifications. The other 150,000 don't get anything.
Damn, that's not cool, man. Why they shadow banning me, man?
Because YouTube don't like you. You ain't politically correct.
I kind of figured.
All right, people starting to roll in. Let's just give it a couple more seconds, guys, and then we're going to get to it. Meantime, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Floyd Wallace. I know you see videos of him, but you never see him up close. This is Floyd Wallace. And News Now Omaha Cop Block. Dude, you got to shorten that name up. I mean, even with letters, I can't do it all.
Just call me Omaha Cop Watch, man. That's the easiest way to go about it.
All right, and I will put a link. One of the mods will put a link to his channel in the chat there, please. And after we wrap this up, I'll make sure that my son puts a link to your channel in the description so people can find your channel. All right, so for those of you that don't know, Floyd was arrested, and you're going to say, which one? Which one? Because there's so many of them. This dude has got to be the most arrested auditor in the United States. He gets arrested. He gets arrested more than I get detained, and that is crazy. But you know what? I want to cover one thing before we get started with that. Who controls you?
Me.
You control yourself? You mean I don't send you places and cause you to get arrested?
No,
I don't throw you out like you're on a fishing pole and use you for bait.
No, you don't, man.
I don't do that? Wow.
No, you don't do that, man.
Well, there's a whole bunch of people that are running around saying that I control you and that I'm using you.
I'm in control of my own actions, man.
I know, dude. I know. I just had to poke fun at those idiots. You know, they're so stupid. But, all right, so for those of you that don't know, Floyd was arrested again in, what's the name of that town?
Weeping Water, Nebraska.
Weeping Water, what a name. Weeping Water, Nebraska. And I'm going to let Floyd tell you what the allegation was.
So they are accusing me of assault in the 3rd degree. They're accusing me of assaulting somebody. They're accusing me of disturbing the peace. Don't know how I disturbed the peace. I was minding my own business, exercising my constitutional rights. And when I went to jail, when I went to the county, 40 minutes later, they charged me with obstruction. After I already posted bail, they charged me with obstruction while in the county, man. Come on, bro. Because the officer wanted to make my bond higher. That's what he wanted to do. But luckily, the sheriffs were cool. They were cool. They're like, we're not going to raise your bond. We're going to let you bond out. You're already out. We're just add it on there. And they were cool. They were pretty cool people. I like them.
Well, good deal. Walking down the street with a camera, and I've had them try to charge me with this before, is disorderly conduct because you're disturbing the peace with your camera. I don't get that concept. I'm walking down the street, minding my own business, taking pictures. Somebody doesn't like the fact that I'm walking down the street taking pictures, and I'm the one that's causing, that's getting charged with disorderly conduct. How does that even happen? It's these guys. It's the feelings police. It's what it is. It's the feelings police. Yeah. It's like it's not even a crime. But all right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room here. This assault charge. So I read the police report, and so this lady, this older lady, because she's actually older than me, alleges that she admits that she was following you around town, okay, because you looked out of place, and I believe her actual words were, "We don't have very many black people around here, and I know them all, and he's not one of them." Okay.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. It's her statement reads like something out of the 1940s. I mean, it's crazy. But
I kind of.
yeah. So she says that she followed you around, and that at one point you ran at her screaming and yelling with a gun in your hand. How many guns you own?
0.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Um, and that is where the assault charge is coming from. I mean, it's obvious to me because I know you. I've worked with you. I know you don't have any guns. And even if you had guns, you're not stupid enough, given what you do, to carry them on the street. So I knew it was BS when I heard it.
And the sad part is the cop was trying hard. He was plotting on me. He was trying hard to just figure out how to put me in jail, man. Instead of doing the right thing and letting me go, he wanted to arrest me because they messed up. They messed up. Mind you, I was walking back to my car. Let's
because of the ongoing case, I can't show everybody, or we're not going to show anybody, the video of your interaction, where this lady said you ran at her with a gun in your hand and stuff. Obviously, you didn't even run at her. You're on a sidewalk, paralleling her, of course, because she's following you. But I don't see anything in that video where you ran at anybody. So we're not going to show that part because of the criminal case. But we're going to show the arrest. So here's what we're going to do here. Let me get this little thingy over here. My little thingy. All right, guys. So here is video of Floyd's arrest. And this starts when the police show up. This video is from his eyeglass camera.
All right. The heck? What's your problem? What's wrong with you, man? My hands are up.
Lay down on the ground.
For what crime?
Lay down on the ground.
For what crime?
Lay down on the ground now.
This is ridiculous. I ain't committed no crime.
Lay down on the ground now.
No, my hands are up.
Lay down on the ground now.
For what crime?
Lay down on the ground now.
For what crime?
Lay down on the ground.
For what crime?
Lay down on the ground.
I am laid down on the ground. What crime am I being detained for? You gotta suspect me of a crime. You need to suspect me of a crime before you do what you're about to do. Get your supervisor now. You're being live streamed. Get your supervisor now. What crime am I being detained for? I'm asking a question. If you shoot me, it's gonna be on you. For what? What did I do illegal? What did I do illegal? I'm asking what I did illegal. You're being documented, bro. You see this phone right here? I'm an auditor, exercising my constitutional rights. What am I being detained for? You can't rob on a gun with me, bro.
Put your phone down. Put your hands straight out to your side.
Do it now.
Put your hands straight out to
now.
your side.
For what crime?
Do it now.
Put your hands straight out.
For what crime, dude? For what crime?
Got him. Cover him.
For what crime am I being detained for?
Do you have any weapons on you?
For what crime am I being detained for? You're not telling me the crime I'm being detained for. What's your name, badge number, dude? You don't have a right to do this. You know that, right?
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. Now, knowing what you know now, that this lady had called in and said you ran at her with a gun, you understand why they behaved the way they did, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I feel like they could have used their PA system. They could have talked to me. Like, if you're just going to believe what everybody says, then that's not good policing. But I understand the call itself because that is a dangerous situation. But she caused that call to happen. Remember, she lied and said that there was a firearm in the scene. Like, she thought I had a firearm, and I didn't. So she caused that call to happen. So that's why I believe she wanted to get me put in jail because she knew she was wrong and she didn't want to be held accountable. That's what I think.
Well, I think that she wanted you put in jail just because the color of your skin. There are 70,000 people in that entire county, okay, and the demographics, as I recall, are, I think there were 5 families of color, so it's like 15 people of color in that county, and if I'm recalling correctly, 5 of them were black and 10 were Hispanic, or it was 9 Hispanic and 6 black, something like that. So, of course you were out of place. They didn't know you. Of course not. But, you know, people say, oh, you're playing the race card. You're playing the race card. You're right, I am. Because there is no doubt in my mind after seeing that woman's statement that race is what drove this. She didn't like some random black guy walking around her city, and she lied to the police to cause this circumstance. Not only she lied to the police, she made a false police report. She lied in the police report in her affidavit saying that he had a gun, and that's just not acceptable.
Yeah, she lied.
You know, this is something people complain about.
And you know what?
Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
My bad, bro. I apologize. So she lied. She lied, and even when the police violated my rights, remember the way they came at me, they went through my pockets. They didn't give me a chance or nothing. They came out straight, guns drawn, rights violation all the way. They didn't find anything on me. They didn't find anything on me because I had nothing. Because I did nothing illegal.
And I saw after you're in the patrol car when they're plotting, how are we going to do this? There's no gun. How are we going to do this? How are we going to, you know, he's one of those YouTube auditor guys. How do we go ahead and make this into a legit arrest? They sat there and plotted on that. You've watched your own video, I'm sure, but they're sitting there.
I heard it.
They're sitting there plotting how to make this happen to get you.
And it's sad. It's really disgusting. Instead of doing the right thing, they had to plot. And unfortunately, because she said that, she's not going to be a credible witness because she messed up and lied to the police. She lied. She could have just been honest, but she lied. So that's on her part. And it's sad that the police will charge a person with a crime they didn't commit instead of doing the right thing. And when there's no crime, let them go.
I agree, and we're seeing this. You know, people will complain about the flashlight audits at night, you know, but what we're seeing is that people will call in and lie to get the police there to hem you up. They will lie to the police to cause you to be hemmed up, and the police do nothing about it. And that's just crazy. It's crazy that we're allowing this instead of doing something about it.
And you know, the sad part is, it's when they throw out this case, she's not going to face any consequences for her action. Because in the video, it was like they knew each other. So the cops said her name like they knew each other. So she might not even face any consequences for her lies. And it's sick. And it's disgusting that she would lie and the police would believe that lie. And, you know, and it's sad. And this is why people like me don't trust most cops. There are good cops. Mind you. But
Where?
Bad cops like the bad cops like that all huddle around the Nebraska State Patrol and the Cass County Sheriff's Department. They all huddle around the plot. That makes it look bad, and it makes it believe that there are no good cops. Because if they're all on the plot, then that means they're all bad. It's like a person doing the deed and then the person not stopping them or watching them do the deed to cover up for them. They're just as bad. So
no, I've been preaching this for quite a while. The good cop that stands by and allows that to happen isn't a good cop. He's not. I don't care what he says. I don't care what he goes home and lies to his family and says. If you stand by while other cops do bad things, you're just as guilty as they are.
Yeah, and that's the way, man, because it's like you might not be as bad as that cop, but if you want to cover up, you might as well be as bad as that cop. Because at some point, you're going to want to do it too. You know, you're seeing him doing it a lot. Oh, he did it. He got away with it. Now I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get away with it. So it's all in steps, and it's really irritating that they could have just let me go. You know, it's irritating that they would lie. They would lie, and it's not a good thing, man.
I agree. All right, so I'm gonna look at the questions real quick and see if anybody has any questions for you. People say you have a death wish. Do you have a death wish?
Not that I know of, but unless they're seeing something I ain't seen, I don't have no wishes. I'm just a guy living this normal life, man, exercising the Constitution that I came to exercise.
Well, what you're doing that bothers people or people don't understand is it's like they're in OKC where you walked after the cop, okay? They think that's a crime. They think that these cops are gods, and by golly, you have to do what we say no matter what. And that is not true. If you're not detained, if that's not a crime scene, you're free to walk wherever you want to walk. And if the cops don't like it, they are free to get in their car and leave. But people don't understand that, and they're not used to seeing it, especially from somebody of color. And that just freaks them out. So, well, he must have a death wish because he walks up on the cops. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. And he has just as much right to do that as anybody else.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. But it's sad that law enforcement are able to get away with these things. And then most for them, a lot of their buddies, I don't want to call them bootlickers. I want to call them blind sheeps. Because when it comes time for them, the police will turn on them too. It's only a matter of time.
The police have no loyalty to any of us. They don't even have loyalty to their own families. These guys, there's some of these guys, for instance, that guy there in Adair, that cop there in Adair that you guys just saw, old Carlos. I looked at his LinkedIn page, which has since been removed. You know what that guy did for a living before he was recently became a cop? He was a waiter in a Mexican food restaurant.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That is crazy. But yeah, man, it's just sad that they can lie, and then people support that lie because I think what it is they're afraid of them, and they think that if they're nice to the police, that the police will be nice to them. In all reality, they're in it for themselves. The police are in it for themselves. They don't care about nobody. If they did, they would change, but they don't care. They're going to continue to do what they do until we get rid of that qualified immunity.
Well, the only thing they care about is themselves and making money for themselves. And that's it. They don't even care about their own families. That's why so many police officers cheat on their wives, end up getting divorced because they cheated on their wives. They don't care about anybody. And even the brothers in blue, they'll turn on them. If the situation is right to save themselves, they'll turn on them too. But they don't give a crap about the public. This whole "we're here to serve the public" is a public relations thing. That's all, just to keep the bootlickers behind them, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just a front. A lot of these police officers, they just act. They pretend like they care, especially when they have those photo ops with all the people they come, they visit. They pretend they care about those people. They don't care about those people. They only care about themselves. Because real heroes don't need to do photo ops. They don't need to go on the press and pose for people. They don't need to do all that.
I agree. You make a good point. You know, real heroes, there's a lot of stuff that I do that you never hear about. A lot of investigations that I engage in and to help people. Chiefs of police that I go to talk to about bad officers that have abused a citizen. You don't see those videos. I don't put those videos out because they're not necessary. I don't need to toot my own horn. But that's all that these cops like to do. It's all you see is the photo ops with the children. Oh, they love the photo ops with the children. Yeah, we know what that's all about. We're seeing that more and more these days too. Don't get me started. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's all about public relations. We got to make the public think we're good guys. And if you're falsely arresting people and putting people in jail for jaywalking, you're not a hero. There's nothing heroic about that. Nothing.
you're right. And you're right about that, man, because here's the thing. If you want to put people in jail for non-victimless crimes or stuff like jaywalking or even just falsely imprison people, you can't be a hero. It's like, even if you're the officer not doing it, if you know your buddies in blue is doing it, then you're just as bad for not speaking out about it. Now, the reason why most cops don't do it is because they want their pensions, their 401k, they want to retire, they want to make sergeant, they want to make corporal, they want to make lieutenant, they want to make chief, they want to mold their way to the top, like a corporate ladder. And that's why they want to be so corrupt. They don't care, and
right, because if
the
they
issue.
speak out, they get blacklisted. And this is why I say is, I used to think that 80% of cops were good. Now I understand 80% are bad, and the other 20% are scared to stand up to them. That is part of why I do what I do.
Because they're not gonna show transparency themselves, so we're gonna show transparency for them.
They have fought transparency since the term was hatched. They didn't want body cameras. They didn't want dash cameras. They don't want to have to give us open records. They don't want the truth to be known, and they fight it. I can't do a public records request. I have to have other people do it for me, because as soon as they see my name on there, no, we're not giving him anything. No. They won't do it. They won't do it. This is why I love when they charge me with a crime for something. It's discovery. I go after everything in discovery. Stuff that has nothing to do with my case, I'm still going after it. After it.
And that's what I plan on doing. You see, with this case here in Cass County, I'm going to make them work extremely hard to get all the evidence to bring it to me. Hell, I'm going to ask for things that's not part of the evidence that I need, but I'm going to make you work for it. If you're willing to take me to trial and take me to the ringer, then I might as well make you work for it. That's what I say.
Well, and I agree with it. But, you need to get all the Fusion Center reports, Fusion Center alerts, FBI intelligence reports. You want all of that. Well, I'll go over all that with you outside the realm of what we're doing here. But, all right, guys, I think that's going to be it. You got anything else you want to tell everybody, Floyd?
Hey, subscribe to Omaha Cop Watch on YouTube, guys. Subscribe to News Now Community. All right. And guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And remember, if you don't use them, you'll lose them. Remember that. Flex your rights.
And always video police interactions.
That's right.
That is it. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Hope you. There will be a link in the description for Floyd's channel so that you can go over there and subscribe. And I think that is it. So appreciate y'all watching. And my son can kill this live stream anytime. Hold on, Floyd. This takes a second because he's like watching the live stream waiting for me to say to kill it.